Actually, it has been a pleasant surprise for me when I heard I am the chief guest for today's function. I am very happy to be here among the, in the midst of industry stalwarts, academicians, and dignitaries from various disciplines, including defense. In the opening remarks, Sri Rahul Chaudhary has talked about the importance of self-reliance and the necessity for Indian industries to come forward and play a much bigger role. See, when I was just thinking why we are talking every time about self-reliance. See, as all of you know, India is a country with more than 1.34 billion people. And what is the defense expenditure for keeping this huge population peaceful and secure? See, I understand that not more than 1.5% of the GDP is spent on our defense. That is around 2.75 lakh crores. And when that is being split into various areas, salaries, procurement and maintenance, etc., what comes to research and development is hardly anything. The last year for DRDO, I think the total sanction was around 15,000 crore. And this is divided among 52 laboratories. So a very meager amount comes for real R&D. So then how we can achieve self-reliance? Though India has got enormous scientific brain and manufacturing skills, etc. available, the focus is missing. We have got 52 DRDO laboratories, out of which around 30 are working on defense R&D, others on the life science and the nuclear medicine, etc. Then the R&D part, when it gets converted into production, there are 40 ordnance factories. You all know about various type of reports coming in newspaper and other media about the performance aspect of the ordnance factories as well as the research laboratories. It got frightened when during the Kargil war. Then it was all known that there is acute shortage of ammunitions. Then what for all these ordnance factories are there? What is missing? Is it the manufacturing capability, or its lack of efficiency, or lack of strategic planning? One thing has been very clear. Right from the time of independence till a few years back, Indian defense was always depending on, say, around 70% on import, then TOT, and converting the TOT into production at various ordnance factories. It has never met the level of satisfactory performance it required. Every time there is acute shortage of ammunition and weapons. Then our procurement policies are also very time consuming. Even validation of a weapon system takes years together. And at the end of it, maybe after 7-8 years, it is dropped. There are many such examples. Whereas the countries who are self-reliant and self-dependent, their approach is slightly different. For example, country like China, when they develop some system, even before it goes through the extreme or enhanced evaluation trials, after a few critical trials, they will start inducting into their army. And field evaluation during the usage at various stages gives vital inputs for their product to be improved. So Mark 1 comes to the market, then subsequently Mark 2, that way spiral development takes place. It gives enormous boost to the industry, it gives a lot of opportunity for employment, and more than above all this, it motivates the people who are working. See, now in our country, if a product has to see the limelight, sometimes in one's professional lifespan, he may not see. 25, 30 years, sometimes it takes a product to be accepted and bulk production clearance to be given. So this type of thinking and approach has to also change. At the same time, we realize that with the infrastructure available in the country, ordnance factory alone cannot meet the requirement of the user. That has been amply seen over a number of years. Because of this, I think the present government has taken a bold initiative to pitch in for Make in India program. Lot of emphasis has been given to this Make in India program, wherein I will tell one specific example. See, it has been told that Pinaka multi-barrel rocket system is a flagship project of DRDO, and more than 2 regiments are already inducted into the user service, and more than 6,500 rockets are also supplied to the army through ordnance factories. But there is a huge requirement projected by the user, that is about 22 regiments and almost 2 lakh rockets over a period of 10 to 12 years. With the government realizing that if we depend only on ordnance factory, this type of requirement cannot be met for such ammunitions. So in the recent past, a decision has been taken by MOD stating that as far as ammunition is concerned, 50% production will go to ordnance factories and the rest 50 will go to private industries. It is a daring decision, and I think it will make a revolutionary changes. And also you can see like various major weapon systems like Akash, Pinaka, then BrahMos. Lot of big private players are there. At the same time, lot of medium scale and micro level industries are also getting involved. So large amount of employment opportunities are being created. And now lot of, now another very important point, policy which has been taken by the government is the strategic partnership. So right from the beginning of the project, we can identify your strategic partner, and they will work shoulder to shoulder with you, and they will be the development partner come production agency when the store is getting accepted. So it gives enormous opportunities. Similarly, the indigenous design and developed and manufactured products are given more importance now compared to the past. And also technology development fund is another fund which has been catered by MOD, which is to be monitored by DRDO for encouraging innovation and developments of that sort in private industries. So many such opportunities and avenues are being unfolded, and it will continue to do so. We have got a very ambitious program called Advanced Towed Artillery Gun System. That gun system, you know, the buffers after 1984, before that we had Indian field gun, IFG and LFG. After that, we had never attempted an indigenous development of a gun system, which is very, very vital for the artillery. But then we had the buffers, and it has been engulfed in a lot of political controversies, but it did its job during Kargil War. We realized that there is a need for developing our indigenous capability. We can no longer depend on countries like even Russia when the time of emergency comes. So DRDO has initiated a project called ATAX, Advanced Towed Artillery Gun System, wherein we were very clear that from the beginning itself, we should identify capable, strong industries to work with us. So Tata Power SED and Bharat Forge were the companies selected through competitive bidding. And I think by now it has already created history in the sense 2 fully integrated guns were evaluated at various levels at PXC Balasur and Pokhran field firing ranges, wherein these guns have fired different type of ammunitions and they created world record of 48 kilometers. No other country has achieved this level of performance with an artillery gun. So this shows if we identify correct partner for development and if there is a proper synergy getting developed in the due course, we can develop very complex systems in a very short span of time, and it can revolutionize our defense preparedness. Many such programs are being identified at various system laboratories, and many big industries are already getting involved in this type of projects, which has made us believe that working alone will not be a proper approach. Working with industry partners, wherein great amount of resources, knowledge base, particularly from manufacturing side, are all available, then we can take up very complex projects and deliver them in very short time frame. If that spirit and if that momentum is sustained, then our trend of having 70-75% of import versus 30% indigenous development will change. And we have to look for something like 70-80% indigenous development and rest import. Certainly we can do this. See, when we visit countries like Israel, a country which is smaller than the size of Kerala, you wonder as a scientist, such a small country is dictating armament sale in the world, and what such a mighty nation with 1.34 billions of people are doing. So it clearly shows that there is a big problem in our strategic approach, our prioritization, and our vision. If these three areas are addressed, we no longer have to depend upon such small countries. Even in Russia, some of the facilities I have seen where they manufacture Smerch rocket, the facilities are very primitive. In fact, in India, we have got a much better industrial base and infrastructure available. Only thing is correct planning, prioritization, and a very long-lasting vision. These are the things required. So government or government alone may not be able to think. They may be thinking in one direction only. If the industry people and the innovators are also working with the government, they can certainly influence the policy making. That is most important. Rest of the thing, once the policy is made in such a way that indigenous development is given maximum importance, the whole scenario changes. So I think DIIA is doing a very important role in that respect. I think last two activation DIIA region activation programs were held in Hyderabad and Bangalore, and this is the third one. So this is a very good trend. So lot of deliberation by intellectuals and industry experts, along with the scientific community. If it takes place, new ideas will come, which can influence the decision makers in the government level to make policies which will give sufficient it will create a level playing field and motivate major industries, small scale industries, and large players, so that our industrial defense industry partnership will be a sustainable one, very competitive one, and we may be able to get our various type of defense weapons as well as ammunitions cost effective and quality wise better and in short span of time, so that there will not be any shortage of vital ammunitions or weapons required for self-defense of our country anytime. So I appreciate DIIA for arranging this conference here and inviting me to participate in this conference and express some of my views. I don't have much that type of experience or knowledge with me to share you and enlighten you, but I will take this as opportunity to learn more from you people, and wherever it helps at decision making levels, we will also try to influence the decision making aspect of the MOD at appropriate time. Thank you once again.